What's up, y'all? It's your man, Booker T, six-time world champion, two-time Hall of Famer, and I'm here with my main man, Brad Gilmore, on the Hall of Fame podcast. And today we're talking about something that's been a game changer for us, and that's HelloFresh.
That's right, Booker. Whether you're looking to save money, eat better, or stress less in the new year, HelloFresh has got you covered. We're talking about farm-fresh ingredients, chef-crafted recipes, and the best part, it's all delivered right to your doorstep.
You know, Brad, I used to stress about meal planning, especially with my busy schedule. But with HelloFresh, man, I'm whipping up quick, tasty meals in no time. And my favorite has got to be their 15-minute recipes. Man, who knew I could cook a gourmet meal that fast?
Absolutely, Book. But let's talk about variety. HelloFresh has over 45 dinner options each week. So that's right, there's going to be no more recipe boredom. Plus, they've got calorie-smart and protein-smart options, perfect for keeping those New Year's resolutions in check.
And you know, Brad, as a family man, I'm sitting down for dinner with my crew, and it's important. HelloFresh, quick and easy meals have made that reality. Even on the busiest nights, it's just convenient. It's bringing the family together.
And don't forget, breakfast fans, HelloFresh is hooking you up, the listeners of the Hall of Fame podcast, with free breakfast for life. That's right, a free breakfast item with every delivery. Now, that's a sweet deal to wake up to.
Y'all heard it here first. Go to HelloFresh.com/BookerFree and use the code, man, BookerFree, to get your free breakfast for life. Remember, one breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. Oh, yeah, man.
That's HelloFresh.com/BookerFree with the code BookerFree. Don't miss out on America's #1 meal kit.
Join us in making cooking fun, easy, and absolutely delicioso. It's HelloFresh. You got it. Oh, yeah.
So let's get into the controversy coming out of SmackDown. This comes from John, JID. 999, who says WWE is sacrificing bringing back lapsed fans to watch one night of WrestleMania. Those lapsed fans won't stick around after to follow the weekly/television pay-per-view events, and a portion of diehard fans will go away again. He is referring, of course, to The Rock and Roman Reigns. It looks like they're going to be main eventing as things stand now, as we think it might be announced officially later on this week. They're going to be main eventing WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. It looked like Cody Rhodes was going to go out there and finish his story. He had a face-to-face with Roman on SmackDown where he said, I still want to face you. I still want to beat you for your title, just not at WrestleMania. And then everybody was like, wait, what? What are you doing this for? What's going on? Then he's like, but I talked to somebody who thought this was a good idea, and he knows you very well. You know him very well.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I'm just recapping for the people.
Yeah.
So The Rock comes out there. He and Cody stare at each other. Cody has a strange look on his face and then exits the ring, and it's a one-on-one stare down between The Rock and Roman Reigns. Now, mind you, this is a match, this being Rock and Roman, that people have talked about for years. I think we've talked about it every time WrestleMania rolls around. Is this the year they're going to do it? Who's the real head of the table? Cousin versus cousin. Rock versus Roman. Is this the year? You and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Would this be the match to go to when The Rock did that promo on Raw? But the internet and a lot of the fan base seems to be questioning this call, this seeming call that we're looking at right now. They're questioning it. They're not happy. They're not happy, Book. I mean, the internet's not happy. I can tell you, I haven't looked at our live chat right now, but I'm sure it's filled with, why has The Rock got to come back? And we want Cody and stuff like this. So I ask you, what are your feelings, thoughts, and opinions on if it stays the course as it is, The Rock versus Roman? Because I have a theory of why this came up, why they're doing this, if this is where they stick to. But I mean, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, you know me, I'm not about booking the show or anything, but I must, I got to talk about it because I said that if The Rock came back, how could you not do it? So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I don't know it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just tell you exactly the way I feel and the way I think things went down to perhaps, while we get to where we are right now. Or let me just go back. I feel like the timing is off. Okay. That I feel like the match, Roman Rock, that's something that the people, damn it, they're gonna want to see it when they see it. All right. But the timing is off because Cody won the Royal Rumble. So you don't get a chance to call your shot and then say, here, I'm gonna give my shot. That's hard for anybody, I mean, a layperson to swallow. It's almost like saying, hey, I got a lottery ticket and I'm gonna give it to someone. So it's so I'm not gonna book the match or anything like that. But I do feel like the match with Roman Rock can still happen, but maybe something else may have to happen as well, because you do not want to go into WrestleMania with the fans feeling a certain way about a match before it ever happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me. That's just me. I could be wrong about that. If Cody wouldn't have won the Royal Rumble, we might be talking. It might be a totally different story. The fans may even feel a totally different way. Will they be pissed off Cody didn't win the Royal Rumble? Probably, probably. But I think doing it this way, it almost like put yourself in a corner. But one thing I've always, had the faith in is WWE trying to figure its way out of that corner and make the fans go, man, damn it, God, So I'm thinking like that as well. Right now, it may look like we're in a little pickle, okay? But I think at the end of the day, I think it could really be corrected and make the fans get even more, out of their money. Seriously.
So I agree with everything you just said. I mean, to a T. I will say I have faith that this ship is going to be corrected. Look, we've seen this happen before, right? And the one thing that WWE is really good at, especially lately, is having their finger on the pulse of what the fans want. Right? I mean, look, you go to LA Knight as a recent example. I mean, even Cody winning the Rumble this year and the year before, when a lot of people are like, oh, they got to give it to Punk, this year. No, they gave it to Cody. So I mean, they're very in tune with what people want. And I still feel like something's going to happen at WrestleMania where Cody's walking in to Monday Night Raw with the title that everyone wants him to have. That's what I think is going to happen. I think there's a variety of ways you can get there. But let's look at this book, because this is why I think this match is happening. There's all these rumors out here that this was part of Rock's contract coming in. This was the plan all along since the first of the year. I call BS to all of that, okay? And this is why. It is obvious what the plan was going to be. It was obvious you were going to see CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. They were building up to it since Punk came back at Survivor Series. I mean, it was the match that made the most sense. When CM Punk comes back as a returning babyface and says, I have one mission and one mission only, is to main event WrestleMania, it's happening. You're not going to put that on television without it happening. So I think that they were going Seth and CM Punk no matter what, okay? When Cody wins the Rumble, who does he point at, Book? He doesn't point at Seth. He points at Roman. And then the news comes down that Monday, Punk's out, down for 6 months. So if I'm looking at WrestleMania, that's a major star that I was going to count on having on the card to main event night one, to bring in the eyeballs, to bring in the attention, to bring in the seat, whatever, right? That's a mainstream star where everybody knows CM Punk, and him and Seth make sense for the world title in the main event. Then you're hearing things about other big names that could potentially be on the card or were on the card or now off the card. Big names like they talk about, Stone Cold. They talk about Brock. They talk about all these people not on the card this year. Okay. So then if I have those stars taken away from me and I still need to have 2 nights of WrestleMania with big marquee matches, who's my next biggest star? That's Cody and Roman. So if I put them both in the same match on the same night, I really only have one spectacle main event over 2 nights of WrestleMania. So what do? You go to Rock, you pull Rock Roman, you put Seth and Cody on night one. You put Roman and Rock on night 2, and there you have 2 big marquee matches that you can promote your card with. Am I saying that it's what I would do? No. I think this is the time where you punch the ticket and Cody beats Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. Do I think that that could still happen? I do. I think that we might still see it because I have faith in what WWE has done lately. Because there was a time to where I wouldn't have that faith. Because you remember when Batista came back, Batista wins the Royal Rumble. Nobody wanted to see it. No one.
Yeah.
They booed him out of the building. They go in, Daniel Bryan wins, what have you. Fast forward a couple years, Roman wins the Royal Rumble. If actually I remember, it was in Philadelphia, and The Rock came out to raise his hand, and they booed everybody in that ring that night. They did not want to see it. But that was a company of a decade ago. You know what I mean? That was a company of a decade ago. So I really think, man, they're gonna do this the right way. But I see if they don't, I see why they made the match. I see why they did it.
Hey, man. Like I said, it's a match that you can't let pass by. If The Rock can do it now, let's get him in there. I don't know if it's all because of the changes and whatnot, because I'm not privy to that information. I'm not looking for that information as well. But I do feel like the fans, at the end of the day, their voices, a lot of times they have to be heard. Especially going into a situation like this, which is WrestleMania, the biggest event of the year, and we don't want any hiccups. We don't want any mishaps going into WrestleMania. That's just me speaking as a promoter, But I do feel like it could be fixed. It could be rectified. We can find some common ground and get there.